What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of the Pack Only Road to Glory. On the screen right now is the team that we took in to game number one of today. Was it game number one overall? I can't remember. I don't think it was. I think it was 4-2 at the end of the last episode, and we finished today's episode at 9-4, which isn't too bad. I had a couple of, actually one deserved loss and one quite unlucky loss, but this is an epic episode. We've got some really good things happening in this episode. What I'm going to do at the start of the next episode is start it live and talk through the club a little bit. I feel like with the fact that I stream some of these games and I don't stream some of the games, and you know, I cut out highlights and stuff, I don't want you guys to kind of get lost in where the series is. I want you guys to constantly be with me where we're at every time. So yeah, next episode we're going to start the day by talking about the two teams. I actually got rid of the Bundesliga and Calcio A team. I tried to run 4 teams, guys. You know, we've got some great players in the club. I tried to fit them into teams and stuff, but the Calcio A team just wasn't very good, if I'm honest. I lost more games with that team than with any other team, and due to like fitness and bench and stuff like that, it's really difficult to rotate 3 teams. So I'm required to go back to the 2 teams, but we've still got a few games of the Bundesliga and Calcio A teams in this episode. Now, guys, if you could drop a thumbs up, if you are here, if you're enjoying this series, if you want to see more, if you want me to carry on putting in the effort of trying to get the wins on this account, feel free to drop a thumbs up and show some love and support on the series. It would be much appreciated. Let's try and bang out 10k likes. We haven't hit 10k likes on one of these videos for a long time, so let's I task you guys with a 10k like target. Let's see if we can do it. If you can't, it's not a big deal, but if you can, it means the world to me. And I've got some comments. I've actually got 4 comments from the previous video with some stuff that was left in there that I just wanted to answer. The first one is from Abdulatif Almas. He said, "Nep, I learned that to play at your full or near your full potential in FIFA, you must control your temper. Is that right? But I don't mean to get better, but to become in your full potential." What he's trying to say is, no matter where your maximum is, if you're playing angry, you're below that limit. And if you're playing as calm as possible, you're above that limit. And yes, I 100% agree. I've got a few issues personally with me and the way I play. You know, when I'm playing at my maximum, my fullest potential, I can beat pretty much anybody with exception of the pro players at any given time. But the smallest thing in this game makes me angry for no good reason. A misplaced pass, heavy touches, open goal misses, you know, just little things that just frustrate me, and it reduces me at playing on my maximum. Some of the best weekend league results that I've ever had, like when I got 34 wins, or you know, when I've been 30-3 twice, some of those weekends come just for the fact that I try and take away the competitive aspects. And if I could learn to just play at my calmest throughout the whole 40 game weekend, I would play at my maximum potential for 40 games, and just less AIDS would happen. And I know that sounds crazy because you don't really change the AIDS in the way it happens, but if you play to your best of your ability for the whole game for 40 games in a row, you will do way better than you normally do when you get angry and think that the world is against you. So yeah, I would agree with you, Abdulatif. If you can play without losing your temper, or without getting angry or frustrated, without making rash decisions in game, without chasing games. If you're 2-0 down and you still play calm, you might get back into that game. If you're 2-0 down and you start playing angry, you might get stomped 5-0, and then you take that anger into the next game, and you end up you know, in a game where you're heated, and your opponent doesn't know that you're heated and that you're chasing a win and that you're angry. He's just playing his game. So it's a situation where, yeah, I firmly believe that if you can keep your cool, if you can remain calm throughout the 90 minutes of every game that you play, you will have far better results, because you will be playing to the best of your ability for that whole time. And when you get angry, I believe, you know, you reduce your ability levels down until the point where it gets to the point where you're like, why do I even play this game? You know what I mean? Eddie Parks says, do you think that you should use all of those bronze players in the bronze upgrade? Because isn't that why you opened all of them anyway? Because sort of, yeah. One of the reasons I opened the bronzes were for the upgrades, but another one of the reasons I opened the bronzes were for selling them on when they're useful in SBCs, and for using them in SBCs. And they've actually come in quite handy in the SBCs. But I think at this stage in FIFA, nearing team of the season, and the fact that I can open any bronze pack anytime I want to fill the club back up, I should get back on top of, like, using those cards to generate the silvers, and then the silvers into the golds, and the golds into the shiny golds. Honestly, the reason why I haven't so far is it's just so time consuming. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but running 2 channels where I upload at least 2 videos a day, sometimes 3 or 4 videos a day, and the fact that I have to play so many games, I don't have to play, I choose to play so many games of FIFA on a weekend that then all has to be edited and rendered and uploaded and so on and so forth. My time at the moment is at a premium. Foot Champions is just is killing me, and that's why I asked at the start of this video for, if you guys are enjoying this, to drop a like, because the last few episodes have actually done worse in views than ever before. And I don't know if that's because of these changes that YouTube are going through with the restricted mode and with the ad, the ad problems. I don't know what's happening with that, and I don't know if it's just because that maybe YouTube have changed the algorithm and my videos just aren't getting into search boxes as often, and that's fine. If that happens, that happens. It's happened plenty of times throughout my YouTube career. It's not a complaint per se, just an observation. But I also don't know if the views have dropped because people just don't want to watch it. The best team in FIFA seems to get about 170 to 200,000 views. This series was getting about 150 to 200,000 views, then all of a sudden it dropped. Literally overnight, from one episode to the next, it went from like 140 down to about 100,000 viewers. Now, usually a drop that heavily, like in an instant, would indicate a YouTube error. Like you get gradual drops in views on series. It's just the way it goes. And if it went from 140,000 views one week down to 130,000 views the next week, and then down to 120,000 views the next week, and then down to 110,000 the next week, and then down to 100,000 the next week, I'll be like, that's okay. There's just a natural regression of viewership on a series that is getting long. It happens in YouTube. It happens in every industry. In every category within YouTube. It happens all the time with series, and that's not a problem. But when it goes from here and then overnight drops down to here, I kind of sometimes think that might be YouTube. So that's why I want you guys to let me know if you're still enjoying this series, because if you're not enjoying this series, or if it's not capturing the imagination that you thought it might do, it's not worth my time playing the 20 to 30 games that I play on a weekend. I could much better use that time to make a few more episodes of the best team in FIFA, do some drafts of glory, spend some time with the family, work harder on the road to glory. There's more that I can do. So my time right now is at a premium, which makes it really difficult to use the bronze upgrades and stuff. So I will ask, one more time, if you are enjoying this series, if you want to see more of this series, if you want to keep seeing this series, make sure you let me know, because if you don't let me know, I can only assume that the lack of viewership is because you're not interested in it, rather than because YouTube is screwing up the way the searches work and stuff with it. So it's on you to let me know, because I can quite happily close this series down. It's been a success anyway. You know what I mean? The idea was to see what we could do with just opening packs with coins. And we're actually in a point now where, depending on how much effort I put into the weekend league, we've got unlimited stuff. I could put the effort into the weekend league every weekend, where I end up getting gold 1 every weekend. That's 200k packs and 50,000 coins. And I've already got some crazy good teams. I've got a club stack full of players. In essence, the series has been a success. So if you aren't enjoying it as much, it might be a good time this weekend league to be the final weekend league and say, okay, I can actually fit all 40 games in this weekend because of the fact that it's extended a day from Friday, so I can get all 40 games in. We'll see where we end up. We'll open those rewards and say, that was that, guys. We've started with nothing. We've only opened packs with coins we've earned and packs that we've earned through playing the game. We've ended our first 40 game weekend at this point. That's the end of the series. I can do that. That's not a problem. And then, like I say, I can work on the best team in FIFA, on Draft to Glory. Maybe think of another creative series that we can come up with where it doesn't involve Foot Champs necessarily, because Foot Champs is time consuming, boys. So you just let me know. You just let me know, as I say, and it doesn't matter to me either way. I want to bring you guys the best content. I don't want to bring you guys content that you're just going to sit there and endure just because it's there. If you would rather a squad builder or a player review, because I used to do player reviews back in the day. I know there's a Tani and Marshall were big player review guys, but I'd happily start bringing in player reviews if you guys wanted to see certain players. You just got to let me know what you want primarily. I'll bring it to you. That's not an issue. Next comment was from George Graham. Says, hey Net, one thing I've been thinking of is to do with ones to watch cards. Basically, I feel at the start of the cycle, everyone should get a one-to-watch token, which they can use on any transferred player or anyone under the age of 25. Do you think this is a good idea, or would just mean that people would all have the same one-to-watch players? I actually quite enjoy the idea. I think instead of specifically transferred or under 25s, I think everyone should get a one-to-watch token where they can make any player that they own a one-to-watch item, but if they sell that item, it's no longer a one-to-watch card, it goes back to the generic card. Of course, that could be abused because, people, for example, could buy the 94 Ronaldo, apply that one-to-watch token, now they've got a 97 Ronaldo, and that's neither here nor there. They've paid 1 million coins, they've got the token, but it could be a fun idea. I like it. I like gimmicks like that as well. I think FIFA definitely needs to improve the gameplay aspect of FIFA. But this year specifically, they've improved the content side of things so much that I can only assume that they're going to increase that, because it's been a hit this year. You know what I mean? It's been a big year for FIFA, for EA, for Ultimate Team, for the things that they've done, the ones to watch cards, all the special cards, the promotional weekends. FUT Champions has been a massive hit. The daily knockouts have been pretty popular. There's a lot of good stuff this year. And yeah, okay, the gameplay for some people is questionable. There's certain issues with input delay, with speed up lag, with just general bad servers, which needs prioritizing and needs working on badly. But in terms of just the fun of FIFA, there has not been a game of Ultimate Team that has been as fun or as engaging as this one as ever before. And more things like what you've suggested there and what we talked about last video with 5-a-side and things like that. More stuff like that can only be even better for the game. You want to keep people engaged in your game. You want to keep people going. You want them to switch their console on and be like, I want to play FIFA. Not, oh God, I've got to play FIFA for 3 days because it's weekend league. And then be like, oh, I don't even have to look at FIFA for 4 days because there's nothing to do. You want people to be like, right, I want to play FIFA today. I want to go out there and do it. And I don't think EA necessarily offer that. So yeah, it's on them to do a little bit better with that. Dano579 says, Nep, in the knockout tournament, I'm coming up against players with legends and man of the matches and informs, and all I have is an 82 rated BPL side. Have you got any ideas why this is happening? To my knowledge, the daily knockout tournament is seeded but random. So in the first round, you will come up against anybody else ever that is also in the first round. They could be the worst player in the world or the best player in the world. It's just completely random how the matchmaking works there. I guess it would be proximity based, so to make sure that you connect with someone that you're going to have a good connection with. But in general, it's pretty random. Just to let you know as well, and you can see by this series, having a good team does not make you a good player. I've beaten some incredible teams on this account with my average squads, with my really bad squads when I had them, and with my decent squads that I've got now. I've beaten some incredible teams, and I've lost to some average teams. As long as you've got a meta team, and I think this is such an important comment to make in the game this year, as long as you've got a meta team with meta players, you will be successful if you are good at the game. And what do I mean by meta? I mean, if you don't understand what the term meta means, I do suggest you Google it. But basically, as long as you've got a winger with 4-star, good pace dribbling and average shooting at worst, you're going to be fine. As long as you've got a striker that fits your playstyle, if you like the target man, as long as you've got a player like Lukaku or Benteke, you're going to be fine. As long as you've got a strong, aggressive midfielder like a Kante or a Drissa Gay, you're going to be fine. Like, as long as you fit the meta of how the game works, you're going to be fine. Now, we finally completed the Brazil SBC. I got rid of Bonucci because I wasn't enjoying the Calcio A team, and I thought it was a fair trade-off to get rid of Bonucci for that. I also got rid of Felipe Luis, which was a hard one to do, but we absolutely had to use him to get the chemistry and the rating to be able to complete this SBC. Ultimately, I was very, very happy that we did it. We converted a CDM to a cam. We got the team built together. It took a long time to figure out how to do it. I did it on stream. It literally took me about 2 hours to get the right assortment of players, and Felipe Luis was the missing link. The reason why I was happy to trade Felipe Luis and Bonucci was because we got a 35k pack, a 50k pack, 1,000 coins, and a kit. And I was happy to do that. Now, Bonucci had only played 16 games for us since we'd packed him. And as I say, I wasn't even enjoying the Calcio A team. So I was more than happy to trade him off for 85,000 coins worth of packs. It was hard to get rid of Felipe Luis. He was the first big card that we pulled. And maybe the second big card. Maybe Hamsik was the first big card. But Felipe Luis was one of the first few cards that we pulled. He's played 117 games for us. But we had a couple of left backs that we could put in his position that were good enough. Not great, but good enough. And in our first pack, guys, what a pack it was. We got a mega pack that we opened first, 30 items, you know, 85k's worth of packs. Could we improve our squads? We get ourselves a huge flare, and although it wasn't a walkout, we get 87 rated Ivan Rakitic. So already the trade-off was immense. Bonucci is 87 rated, Felipe Luis 85 rated. Instead, we get an 87 rated usable player. And Rakitic really does fit into our team, because for us, Kovacic was bad. It wasn't doing good enough. And if you remember earlier on in the video, we opened one of the packs, an upgrade pack, and we got Gaetan in that. So we've got two huge La Liga players that are going to fit into our team. We're going to have to change the formation up slightly and then change in game. But overall, our team is a lot better. And what I saw as I was going through this was that we also had an incredible set of players on the bench. We had an upgraded Lallana, an upgraded Bellerin, and an upgraded Kovacic, which I already have all three of them in the club, so I could sell those dudes on, make a nice little bit of profit. Lallana's not crazy money, like 1,500 coins, but again, 1,500 more coins than I had already. Kovacic was like 1,200 coins, or Kovacic, if I pronounce his name wrong, I apologise. I think we listed him up for 1,100, and then Hector Bellerin we put up there as well. I don't know how much he goes for. I think I just listed him for 10k. It's like 3,000 coins, but we made about 5,000 coins off of that pack. We got a whole bunch of consumables that we could sell. We got a very, very usable player, great player to help boost the squad in Ivan Rakitic. And we hadn't even got into the 50k pack yet. And then in the 50k pack, can you believe, although we did not get a walkout yet again, we got a very usable player. I was sitting there talking to the boys. I opened the pack. It's not a walkout. It wasn't inform. It was a big inform. It was inform Diego Alves. 91 diving, 90 reflexes, handling, kicking and positioning are all exceptional. And he goes again straight into our La Liga team. So we've improved our La Liga team massively. We also got Roberto Firmino in the pack as well, who will go into our BPL team. And overall, guys, the trade-off of Bonucci and Felipe Luis for Rakitic, Inform Alves, and all the extra players and consumables that we got out of it was absolutely worth it. The pack luck on this account continues to reign supreme. Jim John Joe says, "Hey Nep, if you were getting top 100 for the week and month every time, would you, if you were offered to go pro, would you take the chance and drop YouTube, or would you stay with YouTube, or would you go pro and take us with you like Tass or Harry? Would love to hear your comments. Greetings from Ireland." For me personally, dude, from a pure business sense, I would stay with YouTube anyway. No matter really the money. Like what I've built up on YouTube is I'm a very lucky group of people. I'm in a very lucky group of people that get to do this for a living. There are thousands, potentially tens or even hundreds of thousands of people that try and make a living off of YouTube or social media, and I get to do that. And for me to then turn my back on that because I was good at FIFA on that given year wouldn't be a smart business move anyway. But also, I wouldn't want to do that to you guys. Like I love the relationship with the fans. I love my job. I love what I get to do. And to go pro as a player, I would have to turn my back on that. And yes, some pro players also have YouTube videos, but they can't do YouTube as like the full-time thing. If I was that good that I could be considered a pro or like top 100 in FIFA, like AA9 skills is, or like Bateson or Marshall are able to do, I would try and use that to further my agenda as a YouTuber and build my platform even more on YouTube. You know, I'll try and do a few different things, and who knows? Maybe the end of this year I can get my act together with controlling myself in you know, composing myself in tough games and getting myself into the top 100. Or maybe I can't. Maybe next year is my year to get in top 100, and then we'll be able to embark on a new journey. But this year, I love this game too much. I think to stop doing YouTube and stop playing it as much as I do. I think I need to play it as much as I do. I enjoy playing it as much as I do. And that's that really. But guys, this is going to be the end of the video. On the screen right now are obviously the FUT birthday cards. I'm hoping that when we get that 125k pack, we can pack any of these that will be usable in our EPL or La Liga team. That would be absolutely ideal. But I want to thank you guys for joining me today. If you did enjoy this, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.